Well, today I'm going to be working on my Southern Jumbo guitar here. Get this thing flipped around. And you see here, I'm going to be replacing these tuners with one like this here. Bought these online for a reasonable price, closer to what was on there originally. And they would have been an open back like that. So on individual plates like the Gibsons, but I'm not sure who the original manufacturer was of this type of key. This version has a better gear, a higher ratio gear. So anyway, in the meantime, when I get these pulled off here, I'm going to be polishing up the back as well as the front of the peg head here, which you can kind of see. Even the truss rod cover and the lacquer and all. And so anyway, we'll get back to this once I get these tuners out. Looks like a grommet's already fallen out. There it is, right there. I'll be replacing these grommets with ones like this, because the ones that came with these new tuners that I'm going to be putting on don't actually fit down in the holes here, and I don't like the looks of the ones that came with them, which are actually right here. You can see they're they have this hex head to them, and I don't think that was original to what would have been on this guitar. Would have been something more like that there. So anyway, be back momentarily. Okay, I'll be polishing with this. This stuff is amazing. Virtuoso premium cleaner. It comes with polish as well, which I may use, but the cleaner seems to do amazingly well. So we're gonna be applying it here and rubbing, and you'll see how it does in real time. And this is what we've got next here. Okay, got that all polished up. Somewhere I have new grommets. Here they are. New grommets just like the old ones. I'm probably gonna, I mean, these may not even be old. I don't know. I don't even remember if they came with the tuners when I got them, but that's the old tuners. These were, when I bought this guitar, it had some repro Grovers on it, and a guy that did some work on the guitar early on had these. It came off of like a 49 Southern Jumbo. So this guitar originally would have had open backs. So that's why I bought these. That's the new tuner I bought. GA. Don't even know what the brand is. But anyhow, I bought these bushings separate from the tuners. But there we go. They're gonna work just like I want them to. You can probably see in here there's some little marks down in there where a different type of grommet was in there, which is what was on it when I got it, but I don't know for sure, but I do believe that something like this is what was in it originally. And honestly, these are just really kind of loose in there, but I'm hoping once I get the tuners in that they'll sort of hold them in. Now that actually is holding in. And I pushed down enough, and that one is too. This one is not much, but we'll see as we go. This may fall out when I flip it over. Actually, more than one fell out. Looks like my E and A fell out, but I know the E will hold in because I had this one in already. And I'm just going to be putting it right back in. This guitar's had a lot of stuff done to it over the years. And so some of these holes have kind of been wallered out a little bit. So there may have to be some work done so that the tuners don't look crooked on there. That's kind of how it was with the ones that were on there, but you know, also it's probably just fine. They end up being a little crooked because I don't really want to start drilling more holes in the back of the peg head and filling others and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll prefer a less than ideal aesthetic than to start drilling holes and filling holes and all kind of things like that. Now the interesting thing for me here is going to be which ones are the new ones. That's a new one right here. Yeah. That's a new one right there. So I probably ought to separate these out just a little bit. And we'll start putting in the rest of the tuners. Ain't they pretty? This is not exactly copacetic, some might say, but you know what? It works. And it keeps me from having to do, if it rolls on there, it works. It keeps me from having to put holes in a guitar or adding wood or some sort of something that's not what I feel to be a copacetic choice. That's what I've done here, and it seems to be holding in just fine. Quite well, actually. We'll see if this does the same way. This one's giving me a little more trouble. It seems to be holding just fine. Probably won't fool with that one. That's pretty tight in there, as is that and that. So I just got to get one more here. So I've gotten the strings back on here. Actually, these are some strings that were on it before I changed them last time. And turns out, when I put the new set on, they sounded just as good as the set that had been on there for 6 months. I thought, shoot, I'm gonna save these and put them back on. And somebody I know has those hands that make everything die real quick. Played a tune or two on it, and they were dead, so I thought I'm gonna put them strings that was on it before. So here they are. And in putting the strings on, I forgot, oh yeah, I've got the truss rod cover, and it needs to look a little better. I don't understand this, but this stuff will clean a truss rod cover too, very well. So I'm gonna do that and put that back on. Well, here we are. Got the strings back on, and I went ahead, I ran out of storage on my camera, so I went ahead and finished up. I put the truss rod cover on. You can see that's nice and shiny too. And yeah, they're looking good here. There's the new tuners. Really happy with how they all turned out. Guitar sounding good as usual. Sort of. Well, it's been a fun day working on the SJ. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more.